Today we're checking out one of the best street-inspired skate parks that I've ever seen. This park is at Whittlesea Public Gardens in Lalor, and by the look of it, I'm starting to think Melbourne is getting better skate parks than we have in Sydney, especially after skating the new Prawn Park the other day. I haven't skated here yet though, so I'm gonna have to make that call after my session at this place, but it looks amazing. This park was designed by Convic, built by ICC Skateparks, and this whole project here, including this 100-meter long street park, half court, mini soccer field, playground, climbing wall, walking trails and toilets, cost around $6 million. This park only opened a few months ago too, so it's super fresh and I can't wait to skate it. This is my third day in Melbourne though, so my legs are pretty cooked from skating the previous 2 days. So I will try and get a trick on everything that's here, but it's probably going to be pretty basic. Either way, I'm keen to get into a session here, and then I'll talk about the obstacles here that look like they were inspired from some of the skate parks back in Sydney. There are a lot of obstacles here that look very familiar, but let's get into the session first. That's so long. This park really is so good. This place was definitely designed with street skaters in mind. And it kind of reminds me of the skate park in Albury, the way it runs in like a really long straight line and you can just hit everything along the way. It's given me a similar vibe to that park. So a lot of the obstacles here really remind me of some of the obstacles that I've skated back in some of the Sydney skate parks. This yellow wall ride rail is pretty identical to the one at Sydney Park Skate Park. This kind of S-shaped flat bar is super similar to the one at Tilapia Skate Park, but I'd say this one's better because it's a thinner round rail, so it's easier to lock in on certain grinds. The one at Tilapia is pretty thick. And this A-frame section, as well as the down rails off the center section, really remind me of Glebe Skate Park. Especially here where you have the mellow ramp leading to the ledge with the down rail right beside it. Like that part really reminds me of Glebe. So is it that Melbourne is actually getting better skate parks built here now than we are in Sydney? Or are Convic and other skate park design companies getting smarter with their designs and using features that they know are popular from previous skate parks and putting them in the new skate parks? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but I feel like Sydney has a wider range of different skate parks that are pretty high tier, but the new ones that are popping up in Melbourne seem to be better than that, but there's just less of them at the moment anyway. But either way, I'm loving this park, and I don't know if I'm going to come back here before I fly home to Sydney, so there are a few more tricks I want to get done while I'm here, and I need to get moving again because it's so cold out here today. My legs definitely are pretty cooked right now, so I'm going to try my best to get maybe 3 to 5 better tricks that I'll be happy with to leave this place, and then I'll go over the positives and the negatives of this park. Oh my gosh, this was not part of the plan. No! Careful! Slippery! So I did plan to try and backside nose grind this whole entire long ledge behind me, which is the longest ledge I've ever seen in any skate park ever. But as you can see, Melbourne weather did me dirty and had other plans. So that's the end of the session here. Gonna have to wrap up the session here and hopefully head to another area that isn't raining. But positives of the park, I would say it's one long line, so you can do so many long street runs. You can hit so many things all the way along this skate park. Number two is that it caters to all different skill levels as well. So there's tiny little manual pads, There's tiny little ledges, slappy curves. There's bigger ledges, there's bigger rails and stuff. The quarter pipes have big sections and then the small sections, so it caters to a lot of people and a lot of different skill levels. Obvious negatives is that it's built right next to the basketball courts and the playground and everything behind me. So on a weekend or after school, I can imagine this place would just be packed with kids just darting around, running around everywhere. So I think you're gonna have to choose your times when you come to this park pretty carefully, because it is a new skate park too. So I feel like this is just gonna be super hyped up and have a lot of people here at once. So this park is pretty much perfect to me, but like I said, I'm biased because I love skating rails and ledges. You transition skaters probably will not enjoy this place as much as I do, but this place is sick. This park really does remind me of Albury Skate Park, where you can just follow one long line and hit everything all along the way. So if you like this skate park, you're gonna love that Albury skate park, and you can check that out in this video right here.